Characters in the play: Smriti, Avantika, Divya, Sonia, Sashank. Students: Mrs. Debroy, drama teacher; Ms. Guha, class teacher. Scene 1. Inside the school auditorium, Smriti, Avantika and Divya are rehearsing a skit which they want to put up on Children's Day. They are with Mrs. Debroy. The girls are playing the roles of 3 fashionable cats who are talking about grooming parlors for cats.
All right, girls, remember to speak clearly, especially the names. They might be a little difficult for the audience to understand. Divya, start from the line about the bonnet.
That's a pretty bonnet you're wearing. But why have you covered up your pretty curls?
Wait till I take it off. You'll know then. Honestly, I'd imagined I'd get a haircut by those experts, as they call themselves. Experts indeed.
But didn't you go to Fanny's fashionable felines?
Oh dear, no. I won't go there even if I had to go bald. They're terrible. I went to Kathy's Creations for Cats, and what a catastrophe!
Well, you should go to Lucky Luke's Leonine Studio. They are the only ones who know how to treat us right.
Oh well, I've heard about them too. It's Penelope's pampered Persians for me from now on. They realize how important we are.
Okay, stop there. Divya, say your lines with a little more style and...
Sonia peeps through the door and calls out to Mrs. Debroy.
Excuse me, ma'am. May I speak to you for a moment, please?
Okay, take a break, girls. I'll just see what Sonia wants.
Mrs. Debroy leaves the room, closing the door behind her. The girls can see Sonia and Mrs. Debroy through the glass window and start gossiping.
Yes, girls, let's take a break before Mrs. Debroy comes back after meeting the great Sonia.
I wonder what or who she's tattling about to Mrs. Debroy.
I'd love to get even with her for spilling the beans to Mr. Sinha about me taking those roses from the Class 11 exhibition. After all, they were for ma'am. Why did she have to make such a great fuss about it? Girls, give me some ideas. Hey, I know. Remember the encyclopedia episode? Mr. Jain was very angry when he saw that pages had been torn out from one of the encyclopedias. Why don't we go and tell him that we had seen Sonia tearing out those pages for a project?
Oh, that will teach her a lesson. But will he believe us?
Why not? After all, it is 3 of us against 1. And we'll spread the story around the class as well. Then she will really be in trouble.
Brilliant idea. Let's do it.
Hey, wait a moment. I'm not sure about this. What if she gets suspended for this?
Oh, will you relax? She won't get suspended for such a harmless matter. But she will definitely get a good scolding from Mr. Jain. I'd like to see her face then. Ooh, what fun!
The bell rings and the girls go in the direction of the library to carry out their mischievous plan. Scene 2. Inside the classroom. It is the communication and social skills period. Ms. Guha, who is the class teacher, is taking attendance. She can hear some whispering in the class. Avantika, Divya and Smriti are giggling.
All right, let's begin the class, shall we? We are going to play hangman to guess the topic of today's discussion. You have to guess the 6 letters that make up this word.
She draws the image and 6 gaps for the word she wants to draw out from the students.
Come on, start guessing.
Does the word have an O?
Yes, it does.
Does the word have a G and a P, ma'am?
Yes, and you are very close to guessing the word, Smriti.
I think I know the word, ma'am. Is it gossip?
Full points to your team, Avantika. Good. Now that you have guessed the word, let me check. Does anyone know the story of the feather pillow?
No,
ma'am.
Well, let me tell it to you then. There was once a wise man that the entire village looked up to. But a certain villager got upset because the wise man had given him some advice that he didn't like. So the villager spread a wicked rumor about the wise man. Eventually he was discovered as the one who had started the lie. The wise man, however, forgave him. But to prove a point, he set a task for the man. Any guesses what the wise man asked him to do?
Maybe he told the man to work in his fields for a week, or asked him to,
Well, not exactly. He asked the man to get a feather pillow. He took the pillow and carefully opened up a seam. Then, what do you think he did with it? Anyone?
He gave the man a feather and asked him to write something with it, maybe?
No, he didn't ask the man to do that. Any other guesses?
Ma'am, I think he asked the man to distribute the feathers to everyone in the village.
Well, almost correct. But he wanted the man to do something stranger than that. He gave the opened pillow to the man and told him to walk as far as he could and scatter the feathers in the wind as he went along. After he had scattered all the feathers, he was to come back to the wise man. When he came back, the wise man told him, "Now go and collect all those feathers and put them back in the pillow."
oh, how would he do that?
Yes, that's how the man must have reacted too. But what do you think he learned from this task?
I think what the wise man wanted to show was that words, like feathers, spread far and wide and cannot always be taken back.
Yes, you've got the point.
Just then, there is an announcement on the intercom.
Miss Guha is requested to meet the parents of Sonia Francis in the meeting room on the ground floor.
I'll be back in a few minutes. Shashank, please handle the class.
Miss Guha leaves. Meanwhile, Smriti, Divya and Avantika start whispering.
Hey, do you think Sonia's parents are here? Because of what lie we spread about her? Is she in big trouble now?
I don't know. That could be the reason. Anyway, I am beginning to think that what we did was not right at all. And this thing seems to be getting out of control too.
I know. I never thought that it would go this far. And I think Miss Guha purposely told us this story. She wants to say something to us specially.
Do you think she knows?
Why else would she tell us this story?
I think we need to speak to Miss Guha.
Oh, here she is.
Miss Guha comes back to the classroom.
Ma'am, can we talk to you in private for a minute, please? It's important.
Yes, of course, girls. Where would you like to talk? Here or in the counseling room?
I think let's go to the counseling room.
Fine.
Miss Guha and the three girls, Avantika, Smriti and Divya, go to the counseling room. Scene 3. Inside the counseling room.
So tell me, do you need some kind of help?
Well, we actually want to tell you that the story has made us think about a rumor we spread.
We are feeling very bad about it. We didn't mean to hurt anybody.
We want to say sorry, but we don't know how.
That's the right thing to do, girls. And I'm very pleased to know that you have learnt a valuable lesson from the story. Don't worry, the matter can be resolved. You only need to sincerely apologize to the person about whom you spread the rumor. Come on, let's go to the class and try to set the matter straight.
They all go back to the class.